Hello folks, Reverend Crystal Cox here. Have faith. Yes, having faith is a good idea, but that does not mean that you are not an active participant in creating your own reality. Having faith is a good thing, but sitting there in faith, but faith of what? Creates just that, nothing. You are an active participant in your life. What you think about every day, what you say, creates your life. When you add emotions to that, it adds fuel to what you are creating in your life. So though faith is a wonderful thing, faith with no direction is not necessarily a wonderful thing. You have faith that God, Goddess, will bring you what is of your highest and best good. But do you say that? Do you pray for what is of your highest and best good? Faith is simply a tool. You have to order what you want. Tell your mind, your body, your soul, God, Goddess, to create what you want, and then have faith that it will happen. Know that it will happen. But you can't have a car, for example, and just expect it to take you where you want to go. I mean, maybe we'll have that in the future, but if we have a car in the future that goes where we want to go, we have to know where we want to go, right? So we'd have to have a thought in our mind that says where we want to go. So I want to go to such and such store or such and such park or beach or a certain road or a certain address. We have to know our destination, what we want. And that's how faith is. Okay, that's how co-creating your reality is. If you're sitting there every day and thinking about negative things or thinking about things in your life, say, for example, how they are, like you can't pay the rent or you got a health problem or all of these things that you deem as bad, you're creating more of that. If you sit and think about vibrant health and wellness and happy thoughts and things that make you feel good and healthy and alive, you create that. Your body and your life, the way it plays out, takes your mind, your thought power, literally. When you think about things, you're actually directing your human vehicle just like you would a car. So you order up what you want, and then you have faith that it will show up. So you say, my guides, all available angels and archangels, God, Mother God, the Great Spirit, whoever it is that you pray to or you want to call in, you have to let it be known what you want, and therefore you're letting your own higher self, your guides, every cell in your body know what you want, and you are co-creating your reality. Reality doesn't just happen to you, folks. Yeah, there's fate, but there's free will. There's choice. And everything that you do every day creates what happens tomorrow. Your thoughts create like actions and thoughts happening to you. What you're thinking about today creates what happens to you within the next few years. I know it's hard to think and speak positive at all times, but if you can just do it some of the time, just actively sit and think about good things. When you're watching television, for example, the television is kind of controlling you and controlling your emotions. And I was watching something the other day and reminded of Monsters Incorporated, that cartoon, where they created electricity from fear, right? Well, that's kind of a representation of society as a whole. They use your emotions, your fear is used to feed something that you're not really aware of. But it's interesting in that cartoon, very symbolic, that at the end, laughs ended up creating what? Like 1,000 times more. Your laughter and your joy creates massive amounts of energy. But, in theory, it's energy for the good guys when the bad guys are, wanting you to be in fear-based. So if you feel that you're helpless, you're just put here on earth, you just have to live until you die, and if a sickness happens to you, well, that's just fate. Or if you get hit by a car, that's just fate. Or if something happens with your partner or your situation or your life, or that's just the way things go. Well, if you say that's just the way things go, you're kind of cursing yourself. So you have to banish all curses that you put on yourself, okay? Because if we say things like, I'm fat, or I'm always sick, or of course it's going to happen that way, like people sometimes do, you're basically cursing yourself every day, but you're also telling every cell in your body and your own guides and spiritual guidance and higher self that that's what you want and you want more of it. Okay, you've heard of gratitude, you've heard of law of attraction, but really this is a simple fact. It's a spiritual fact, but it's a simple fact. And you can use a car as an example of your faith. Your car, you have faith. When you leave the house and you're headed to, say, the local market, you know a certain market you're going to go to, probably approximately how much money you're going to spend, maybe, maybe not. You know what road you're probably going to take, how you're going to get there, and you know when you're going to pretty much come home or where you're going to go after. You kind of already have it planned in your mind before you leave the house. Yes, some things happen, just like life. You create your reality, you create your destination, you create what you want, and yeah, God, Goddess, other things will cross your path because other people have free will. Someone else's free will might run an intersection and then they hit you, right? Okay. Then from that moment, someone else's free will has affected yours. You pull over, you remove the bad energy, remove the curses, you pray, you set an intention of what you want next, kind of like, a video game, and you move forward from there. But you've left the house with the intention to go to the store, okay? You're eventually going to still go there, even if you get hit and some other thing happens. You just have to regroup. So, look at faith, like I said, as a vehicle in a car. You have faith, but just to say, oh, I have faith, everything's just going to turn out just fine. Well, even saying that is good. But if you just have faith and sit there, have faith in what? Faith that bad things, because bad things always happen to me. Faith in, oh, I'm sick, of course I'm sick. My mom was sick, I'm sick, we're all sick, the whole family's sick. I have heart problems, my mom had heart problems, I have cancer, of course I have cancer, my mom had cancer. Then you're kind of creating, okay, you have faith that's going to happen to you. But no, I don't want cancer. I want to live healthy, I want to be vibrant, I want to feel joy, I want to feel laughter, I want to have fun. And I have faith that that's going to happen and I co-create. Okay? So faith is a tool. But you have to co-create. You cannot just sit there and wait for your life to happen to you. And it doesn't mean, say, if you don't have the money or you don't have the means necessarily to go and create your reality in the physical as you know, created in your mind. You certainly have the power of what you're thinking. Sometimes we daydream and we go off in another direction, but controlling your thoughts is the most important thing. Feeding your mind with good spiritual information is important. Prayer. Talking to Spirit every day, what it is that you want, being grateful for what you have, being actively in a co-creation of your reality every day. Yeah, things will happen. Body pain will come up. Disease might arise. Okay, it's like a video game. Yep, something might come out of left field because of some past thought or something you created or whatever. But in that moment, you can choose to change it. Say, okay, well, whatever happened, you created that, but you have faith, and your faith is going to create what? What do you want? A healthy, vibrant, pain-free body. I want no arthritis. I want to be able to swim and run and play and laugh and have joy. Or you accept your fate and what the doctor told you as your reality. Nobody gets to tell you, folks, what your reality is. I mean, there's some hard and fast things in the human vehicle. Like, if you get in an accident and your leg is gone, yeah, they could say, I guess the reality is that your leg is gone. I've studied a lot of information where humans are, made to regrow legs, but the point is whether or not that stops you from moving along in life or finding another way to have a leg, finding a way to still do something amazing with your life, that is your choice. If someone else's free will interferes with you, well, and something, tragic happens like that, you have to keep praying and moving forward. But it is also part of my belief system that, if you stay in your center at all times and what you want every day, maybe that particular thing wouldn't have happened. I'm not saying that I know everything, folks. Of course not. I'm just saying that for my own personal life, I am trying to focus my thoughts on good things. It's not always been easy. It's not easy every day. You can go into loneliness. You can go into where you just want to lay on the floor and cry. And why bother and why be here? And life's the same every day in survival. But if you have to try to fight out of that and stop thinking about it, even for a moment. There's been times in my life where law of attraction, I could only think of the food that I loved to try to get any sort of light or goodness in law of attraction at all. So anything that you can think of, look at your child's joy. Look at something that makes you laugh, watch something funny, read something funny. Try to get some sort of a positive flow at all. And when our negative thoughts and our negative thinking, repeating things in our mind is kind of an addiction. and saying things like, oh, well, of course that happened to me. That's just my luck. We know that we shouldn't say that. We know about law of attraction, things like that. But we don't all get it that it's a fact, that it's a reality, like a tool. Like we really are literally affecting our chemical makeup, our day, our life, by what it is we're saying out of our mouth and what it is we're thinking. We're literally affecting it. That's not just I gotta think positive, I gotta try to think more positive. Well, think positive or don't. But you're creating your tomorrow with your thoughts about today. Okay, it's just a fact, folks. So have faith. God has blessed you all, and it's just some more tools to being your highest and best potential.